Yesterday afternoon, the Wall Street Journal reported that the Pentagon, the so-called Department of War, had, let me get the language right, had ordered forces to focus on, quote, rapid mobilization of troops against Americans. This comes the same day the president said the courts wouldn't stop him from using the Army, the Air Force, the Marines, the National Guard against Americans across the country. And what in the hell is going on? And I guess I could ask, where's the Supreme Court right now? But where is the Senate? Where is the House on this?
So we can expect civil war in the United States. Then you're going to have the Americans start to attack Venezuela and possibly other countries in South America. So America is in for a bad time, okay? China, Japan and China and India, they're all going to have conflicts with each other. But also what we should expect is that America starts to embargo China, meaning America uses its sea power to block China from accessing resources from overseas. And China imports most of its oil and a lot of its food. So if there's a blockade of China, you can expect the Chinese economy to really suffer, okay? All right. And then what we can expect to happen is America at some point will go to war with Iran, and this will destroy both countries, okay? Iran will not lose this war, but it won't win this war either because America is just gonna bomb the crap out of Iran. It's just gonna send Iran back decades. But America will lose this war, but this is important because if America loses war, it's forced out of the Middle East. And once it's forced out of the Middle East, all its military assets goes to Israel, which creates the Pax Judaica. Yeah, does that make sense, guys? That's the plan. Okay, now you have Pax Judaica.
I'm going to tell you guys what's coming, okay? Because I think we need to be very clear-eyed about what's coming, and it's very obvious. On the second day of this year, I posted a video, and I said that I very strongly feel like 2026 is giving resolution, but through a lot of struggle and strife and very negative stuff. But that it's necessary to get to where we need to be. Well, we're not even that many days into this year, and I'm already being proven right. Here's what's coming, folks, okay? Be prepared. We are walking our way right into a state versus federal conflict with us citizens in the middle. And I guess divided on those lines. That's what we're headed towards. And there will be clashes, we'll call them, okay? And there are going to be American citizens who are not going to comply. You weirdos that always said you wouldn't let the government tread on you are very happy apparently to let the government tread on you. So you're going to, I guess. But there are going to be people who will not allow that to happen to themselves or to their neighbors, and they will fight back. And apparently, the state's National Guard of blue states are going to be there to protect their citizens. So this is what's coming. I just need you to prepare yourself for headlines and for video of this kind of thing, because it is going to be terrifying. I think we don't have any other choice at this point, though. I don't know what other way there is. So wrap your head around it now, make your peace with it now, make your plans, talk things out with your family that you live with. What do you do if they come to your door? What's the plan? Figure shit out, because I'm telling you that's what's coming.
I'm Rochelle Allen, sheriff for the city and county of Philadelphia. And I say her name, Renee Good. Renee Good. Renee Good. Renee Good. Renee Good. Renee Good. This should not have happened, but we're here today. Let know that law enforcement professionals, real ones, not the fake made up ICE, probably Trump's new army to attack citizens of the United States. Did you hear what I said? No law enforcement professional wears a mask. None.
Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach 100% truth. Shalom to the 144,000 and to the elect. This your brother Ra'aya. Back with another video. And yeah, y'all, things are definitely going to heat up. And it seems like 2026, this is the year of civil war. right? It's been a lot said in all these videos, so I might want to go back to the first one. We'll go back to the
I'm gonna
first
tell you guys
one,
what's
y'all.
coming.
So we're going to expect civil war.
Yesterday afternoon, the Wall Street Journal reported that the Pentagon, the so-called Department of War, had, let me get the language right, had ordered forces to focus on, quote, rapid mobilization of troops against Americans.
Right there, right? So, rapid mobilization of troops against Americans. So, what happens if this type of ordeal continues, right? We know that destruction is coming upon the earth. Death and destruction is coming. So let's get this second Esdras chapter 15. And we're going to start at verse 14. This is in the King James Version, and I'm going to get it in the GNT as well. And it says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, right? Woe, meaning death and destruction, to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands, right? For there shall be sedition. Now we can look up what this word sedition means. Salakia. We can click on this. Go to this sedition. Right?
Sedition. Sedition.
So sedition, it says conduct or speech inciting people to rebel against the authority of a state or monarch, right? So now, as we seen in the video with the Jake police officer, and it was on this video. Let me see. Let me mute this one for real fast. It was on this video. Right here with this Jake woman. The first thing she sounds like is that she's against the governing powers at the moment, right? Let's start it off. Let's
I'm
hear it.
Rochelle Bilal, the sheriff for the city and county of Philadelphia. And I say her
She the sheriff. So it seems like the sheriffs and the mayors and governors are all turning against the government, the people who are in higher power than them. So this is already an internal civil war without the actual guns going off and grenades exploding, right? This is already a words of a war of words right now.
name, Renee Good. Renee Good. Renee Good. Renee Good. This should not have happened, but we're here today. Let know that law enforcement professionals, real ones, not the fake made up ICE, probably Trump's new army to attack citizens of the United States.
Now, what she's saying is sedition, because let's go back to where she said it.
Not the fake made up ICE, probably Trump's new army. We're here today. Let know that law enforcement professionals, real ones, not the
Saying that the law enforcement is not professional. Like she's saying that their law enforcement is, but the ICE agents that they're sitting out there are not.
fake made up ICE, probably Trump's new army to attack citizens of the United States.
Now let's go back to sedition. So sedition is conduct or speech inciting people to rebel against the authority of a state or monarch, right? Agitation, rabble-rousing, troublemaking, provocation, inflaming, salakia. So in the scripture, second Esdras, it says in 15 and 16, it says, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, right? That's the next part of that sedition is the invasion of one another, which is a civil war, right? So let's see what she says.
Did you hear what I said? No law enforcement professional wears a mask. None. None. Those that come into our communities wearing a mask to commit crime, thank God for our district attorney, Larry Krasner, who said he's going to lock them up. And I'm saying now, we are not going to whisk you away for them to hide your identity, because when you do it there, you're getting arrested there.
So this is civil war. The on the higher level. This is the the state police against the federal, right? Now we know if it's going to happen at this level, how much more is going to happen on just a regular population.
No whisk away.
They talking about locking up those them ICE officers, but the whole time, Trump, he gave them free immunity. So what is going to happen? It's about to be a massacre.
For them to hide you. None of that here. None of that here. Law enforcement professionals do not shoot at moving vehicles. I'm not saying fleeing, because she wasn't fleeing. She was getting out of the way.
As we seen in the video, we all seen the video. The Edomite woman was moving from out the way because she was parked sideways in the middle of the street. So she was moving out the way, but the Edomite ICE officer shot her 3 times, I believe, to the cranium. So yeah.
Law enforcement professionals do not stand in front of moving vehicles invoking an action that is illegal. No, we don't. And so we stand here today with all the...
But DJT gave them immunity to all of these legalities that you all are trying to throw into play. Now you're going to truly see that the Constitution and these amendments, rights, and all these things that you believe that you have are really just illusions of those. Because once the Babylon the Great's army is what's keeping you able to have these so-called rights. When you all are going against each other, like, this is not going to end well. This is not going to end well at all.
Those who stand against the made-up, fake, what you can call ICE, professional law enforcement. I don't call them none of that. I call them made-up, fake, wannabe law enforcement. Because what they do is against not only legal law, but the moral law. So I'm with the DA, and we will work with them. If any of them want to come in this city and commit a crime, you will not be able to hide. Nobody will wish you off. You don't want this smoke.
That's all they needed to hear, because that's an act of war, right? So let's move on to the next videos.
So we can expect civil war in the United States. Then you're going to have the Americans start to attack Venezuela.
Now, you see, now you can expect war. This is a 2026 prediction that you can expect war in the Babylon the Great, aka America. And then next, they're going to start attacking Venezuela. They already are attacking Venezuela, but they haven't fully attacked that place. Now, this could be the next thing that's up. Like, as we've been saying, civil war is brewing in the air right now. So
Possibly other countries in South America. So America is in for a bad time.
he said other countries in South America, such as Cuba, Colombia, right? Mexico, because that's what DJT just said on the video. I just made some videos about that. He said he coming for all of them, along with Greenland, Denmark, but he said he coming for these places. So
Okay? China, yeah, I mean, Japan and China and India, they're all going to have conflicts with each other. But
this is what's going to make Moab the so-called Chinese man. This is what's going to make him shoot these missiles towards Babylon the Great, because of the actions that they're going to take on trying to keep Moab in a state of famine. Because look, once Babylon the Great ships go and corner or not allow import or export to come in or out, the same way how they did to us to come and put us on them slave ships, when they seized everything and they did a seizure where they encamped around our cities and went and starved us out and all that, right? The same way how they did in Jerusalem as well in 70 AD. So, these same things are going to happen. They're just using these same tactics, but this is why you're going to find that Moab and Gog and Magog, aka Russia, are going to shoot those arrows, those ICBM missiles, nuclear missiles over here to Babylon the Great. This is why they're going to do it, because they're going to they're already moving dirty right now. And DJT moving dirtier than he ever has. And now we about to really see it, because he already going after Russian oil tankers, because Russia claimed those oil tankers that Venezuela had out there in the sea. And the fact that Babylon the Great still went and pursued it is only a slap to the face to the Russians. So things are already brewing up for this chaos to ensue.
Also, what we should expect is that America starts to embargo China, meaning America uses its sea power.
Now let's see. Let's look up the word embargo, right? Embargo. An official ban, matter of fact.
Embargo. Embargo.
An official ban on trade or other commercial activity with a particular country, right? And that's what they're going to do. They're going to stop the import of trade and export of trade. So the countries that's dealing with China, they're going to be forced to, it's going to cause a whole world collapse, economic collapse, because whoever China is dealing with for their oil, which I believe they were dealing with Venezuela, I believe, for some of their oil. But once China is cut off and stuff, that means, Babylon the Great, aka America, gets a lot of their import from China. So that's going to cause a famine here. That's going to of the things that we even get from them. I'm not sure. I believe we get wood and certain technologies from over there and all of that, right? So it's not gonna be so good, right? And for them cutting off China's not gonna be able to export none of their goods that they have alliances with other countries, and those countries are gonna be depleted and go without that import that they need to keep their country running. So these smaller countries are going to go down, which is going to cause even more civil unrest, which is going to cause more civil wars and uprisings all over the earth and stuff. And that's why 2nd Esdras 15, this is why it's saying what it's saying. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 15 and 15. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, as we seen in the video with the Jake woman, the Jake captain of the police or whatever. She's not regarding nothing that her higher ups is saying. She's saying that even though those are federal agents, the ICE are federal agents, she's saying on the state level, we gonna lock their ass up for doing what they doing. So, I mean, this is the scripture being fulfilled right here. It says, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. And that's what she's saying. She's saying that, hey, we gonna do something about this. We ain't waiting for them. We gonna do something about this. We gonna lock their ass up. Just like how we lock anybody else up, we gonna lock them up. And you know, if the federal is against the state, man, this country is going down. It says a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, right? And they ain't gonna be able to. It's gonna be all out anarchy going on. But let me get this second address 15 in the GNT, and let me read that same verse in the GNT. This verse, this second address 15 and 14 in the GNT, that says, "The world and the people in it are doomed. The war that will bring their destruction is very near." All right? Nations will arm themselves and fight against other nations. And that's what didn't we just see, who was that? Was it Korea? Was it North Korea or South Korea? One of them are shooting bombs. Let me see. Which Korea is testing weapons in the sea as of lately? Because I believe it was one of these, North Korea. North Korea launched multiple ballistic missiles towards the sea on Sunday. South Korea's military has confirmed in what marks the latest in a series of weapons demonstrations ahead of its upcoming ruling party Congress, right? So North Korea had been already testing weapons and all of that, right? Because they about to go to war amongst each other. These nations are about to go to war amongst each other. So this is second address 15 and 15. The war that will bring their destruction is very near. Nations will arm themselves and fight against other nations. There will be great political turmoil, and that's what's happening right now, as in DJT going to Venezuela and kidnapping their president and his wife. And all this is political turmoil. This is crazy work right here. Like people haven't really heard of. I mean, not in our generation haven't heard of nothing like that. All right. With one group trying to overpower another and gain control. This is what it's talking about, even with the political turmoil, as far as with the state and the federal officers. They're going at it with each other. And it says with one group trying to overpower another and gain control. But they're not going to be able to, while ignoring the legitimate government. They ain't going to be able to. All right. There will no longer be free access to the cities because the struggle for power will bring destruction, terror, and total confusion wherever people live, right? Driven by famine and terrible suffering. Now, these famines are going to come out of as we've seen, the embargo that they're going to place upon these nations, right? Babylon the Great is going to do that. So let's get back to the video, and I'm gonna end this video, y'all.
To block China from accessing resources from overseas. And China imports most of its oil and a lot of its food. So if there's a blockade of China, you can expect the Chinese economy to really suffer, okay? All right. And then what we can expect to happen is America at some point will go to war with Iran. And
that's what's happening. It is the beginning structures of that is happening now. The beginning moves are being pushed now for that war in Iran, not knowing that Russia is allies. Well, they do know Russia and Iran are allies. Russia being the Medes, Iran being the Persians. You know, the same way how ancient Babylon was taken out, same way how, it's going to be taken out this time due to the same ordeals.
Will destroy both countries, okay?
Matter of fact, let's look it up. Hold on, y'all. So I asked Bing, I said, was ancient Babylon taken out of power by the Persian and Medes? It says the fall of Babylon to the Persians and the Medes was a significant event in ancient history. Salakia. In ancient history, the Persian Empire under the leadership of Cyrus the Great invaded Babylon in 539 BCE, leading to the fall of the Neo-Babylonian Empire. This conquest marked the end of Babylon's political supremacy, just as Babylon the Great, aka America, political supremacy and the beginning of Persian dominance in the region. The fall of Babylon was not solely due to the Persians and Medes, but was influenced by internal factors such as political mismanagement and religious tensions. Hey, the same thing is happening now. Despite the loss of Babylon's political independence, the city continues to thrive as a cultural and economic center under Persian rule. But the thing is, that same thing is not going to happen now. This place is actually going to be destroyed by fire, right? So let's get back to the video and we'll go from there. Let me see.
Iran will not lose this war, but it won't win this war either because America is just going to bomb the crap out of Iran. It's going to send Iran back decades. But America will lose this war, but this is important because if America loses this war, it's forced out of the Middle East. And once it's forced out of the Middle East, all its military assets goes to Israel, which creates the Pax Judaica. Yeah, does that make sense, guys? That's the plan. Okay, now you have Pax Judaica.
They don't know that land is going to be destroyed along with Babylon the Great, aka America. The land of Israel is going to be destroyed along with it.
Yesterday afternoon, the Wall Street Journal.
So we can expect civil war.
I'm going to tell you guys what's coming, okay? Because I think we need to be very clear-eyed about what's coming, and it's very obvious. On the second day of this year, I posted a video, and I said that I very strongly feel like 2026 is giving resolution, but through a lot of struggle and strife and very negative stuff. But then,
All right, let's get this. I ain't gonna play her whole video because she going through a lot. But let me get the rest of this. Then we're gonna close it up, y'all. This is 2nd Ezra 15 and 14. Matter of fact, let me get the 2nd Ezra 16, Salakia. And let's go to the fact that the ICBM missiles is going to hit this place. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 2. It says, "Put on your clothes of mourning, your sackcloth and goat's hair. Cry and wail for your children, because the time for your destruction is near. I am sending war on you, and no one can stop it. And no one can stop it, Salakia. I am sending fire on you, and no one can put it out." That's that fire, the ICBM missile fire, and that laser beam and fire and that tempest from the chariots of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. I am sending disasters on you, and no one can stop them from coming. Can anyone stop a hungry lion in the forest or put out a fire that is burning in straw? No, they can't stop that, because once a lion got a hold of you, a hold of your neck, ain't nothing taking his mouth off of that, right? And once that fire is kindled amongst some straw, can nobody put that out? It says, or turn back an arrow shot by a strong archer, right? When Yahweh sends disaster, no one can hold it back. No one can escape the blazing anger of Yahweh. When he sends lightning, no one can keep from trembling. And when it thunders, everyone is afraid. Yeah. When Yahweh makes his threats, no one can keep from falling to the ground in his presence. The foundations of the earth tremble. There is violent churning in the deepest part of the sea, right? Even the creatures in the sea are in turmoil when Yahweh makes his glorious power felt. He is like a mighty archer whose strong right arm bends the bow. And these are those military missiles that's going to be shot over here, because the Lord's Spirit is going to be in those missiles, and he's going to dictate where those missiles hit, and he's going to make sure they hit where they're supposed to, and they will not deter. His arrows are sharp and never miss. Their mark once Salakia. This is 2nd Ezra 16 and 13. He is like a mighty archer whose strong right arm bends the bow. His arrows, those ICBM missiles, are sharp and never miss their mark once they are shot out toward any part of the earth. He has already sent out his disasters toward the earth, and they will not miss their target, right? They're not going to miss. They're going to hit every place that he's sending them to hit. The fire has been lit, and it cannot be put out until it burns up the foundations of the earth. The disasters are on their way toward the earth, and like an arrow shot by a strong archer, they cannot be turned back, right? It says, verse 17, I'm doomed, and this is in the GNT. Who will rescue me in those days? Troubles will come, and many people will groan. Famine will come, and many will die. Wars will come, and the world powers will tremble. Disasters will come, and everyone will be terrified. What will people do when these disasters come? Famine, epidemics, troubles, and sufferings are sent to punish and correct people. That's what's about to pop off now. But in spite of all this, they will not turn away from their sins. They soon forget their punishment. The time is coming when food will be so cheap that people will think a time of peace and plenty has arrived. But then disaster will spring up everywhere. Wars, famine, and great confusion, right? Many people on earth will starve to death, and those who escape starvation will be killed in war. Their corpses will be thrown out like garbage, and there will be no one left to comfort the living. All right? The earth will be deserted and its cities demolished. There will be no one left to plow the land or plant it. Trees will bear their fruit, but there will be no one left to pick it. Grapes will ripen, but there will be no one left to make wine. There will be desolation everywhere, and a person will long to see the face of another human being or even to hear another person's voice. Only 10 will be left out of a whole city, and in the countryside, only 2 who have hidden in the forest or in the caves. When an olive roll is harvested, 3 or 4 olives may be left on each tree. When grapes in a vineyard are picked, a few bunches may be left even by those who look carefully. That is how it will be in those days. 3 or 4 will be missed by the soldiers who search through the houses to kill everyone, right? The land will be left empty. The fields will be overgrown with briars. The roads and paths will be covered with weeds and thorns because there will be no sheep to graze along them. Young women will be mourning because there is no one to marry them. Wives will be in mourning because they have lost their husbands. Daughters will be in mourning because there is no one to help them. All the young men will be killed in the war, and all the married men will die in the famine. Right? And that's pretty much it, y'all. I'm going to close up with that. And with that, I'll give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Shalom, y'all. On to the next one.